Hello Earth, welcome to episode 44 of season 3 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out this page, github.com/autocolonel/cell. I'm pasting right now the link in the description. So, where were we? Last time we were actually designing the structure of the language by looking at how to generate HTML by porting an existing implementation I have and improving it, an implementation I have in JavaScript. So going from this representation here, I was writing the validation, and basically zooming out a bit more, I feel like this is the essential work ahead. Just do a number of real, useful, non-trivial pieces of code calls in Cell and figure out the missing mechanisms by doing that. So I'm going to proceed doing that today, probably for a few minutes only, but I'm going to do it. So I'm looking at the code I wrote a few days ago on the last call. We have here the list of tags. This one has to be a list, but I'm just going to copy it anew here. Happy Monday. So basically this to induce, just get a bunch of code written properly, a bunch of calls, and from there induce, or is it deduce in this case, what it should be, what these calls like list or even the sequence call should do, and see if this actually makes sense or not. Like, this is going to be the make or break of Cell. If we can be expressive in a Cell-ish way, and then if the expansions make sense, for which I actually need the editor, because I cannot be writing them by hand. I need to actually see it live. So that's the main thing. Everything follows from here. If this is not basically I'm checking that this is a valid tag. I'm going through this structure, for example. If it's not a valid tag, then we give up. No, we don't give up. We just return an error. I wonder if this is stop. That should be an error, really. I know, because the validation input, right? Yeah. And then you can do whatever you want with it. You can get an error or you can get true. So I'm not going to make an error that bubbles up. That's up to the caller. If this is conditional, this is a bit dense, I have to say. But look at how I have to write this in JavaScript. Here the hint syntax highlighting is attributes and contents. And here goes the checking that it's one of these tags. If it's not one of those, but this is different because I'm not checking that it's an object, so I cannot map it one-to-one. This logic is correct here. In any case, a good measure is that this function has, am I using helpers here? I don't think so. No, I'm just using the language or library to do some stuff, but not helper functions. So this function is how much? 33 lines, not bad. So this structure is a bit different, but I can imagine it should be that's much bigger. So this, we already covered the case of text. Sorry, what did I want to do here? Basically say that you're done, right here. It's not do here, it would be stop one, because I need to be done. Oh, well, I don't have to stop because I have the conditional branches, so it's just, I can do that. So no early return, I remember I was saying that. Okay, so we stop here. Let's just add the next thing. Maybe I just need to do stuff. Just get out of this sense of existential angst. So here, how do we access the... I need to access the level 2 of the hashes. Will be... I need to basically check that the level 2s and the level 3s, except for the underscore, are matching what the attribute keys and values are. Attributes. So let's just do the red. We have two problems here. We need to access the second element of each path, but without repeating it to avoid extra validations. The attribute keys. And then regexes. So one way to do it would be to vanilla iterate. Yeah, vanilla iterate the hash where the key is only seen once per group, so no common prefixes are iterated twice. But let's think about efficiency. in context. The internal representation of the data is already as paths. If the operation is cheap, there's no point in skipping it. It's a question. I'm actually not sure about this. Okay. Let's go with something now. So we're iterating paths. We have two options. We either do the cheap operation, or we have an unique filter to apply the operation on things. This actually makes sense, and it also clarifies, makes sense from performance perspective. Also clarifies in code, because it reflects that a certain step could have multiple values. No, not really. In this case, each key has to have one text value. That's it. The only exception is this, which requires a recursive call. Let's skip the song. Yeah. Then we can just iterate the hash. It will be a loop on the what's data of the input still? No. Or yes. No, I'm iterate this type. Yeah, I'm thinking about do. Yeah, let's do it like that for now. Data input and do what? Look how it's sequence here instead of do. No, sequence, not do. Sequence. I need to do. I guess I could just do a lambda here. I think I did this before, right? Yeah. So I always have to write something like this. It's just annoying. Do the path, and then I would say something like if cons would be then of oh yeah, I can just do it like this, I think. I'm using the notion of putting the, the reference to the right. Something like this. If the condition, then it would be stop it would be we'll just do path 1 attribute has a key that is not text, and then I just do I'll do styles is basically remove I would say keep, yeah, maybe I can actually implement this function in a way that I don't have to be constantly looking it up. Start from 2. R stands for range. You can do it like this, range, and then value is path. So yeah. And now our chance to implement regexes. If there's not a match, it will be the beginning I wonder if I can just do it more like maybe the beginning and the end we can pass a special flags. Or something like full. And then full, how the left, right. No, this is just clunky. And then something begin. Character. character, I could do something like yeah, because I could just pass a flag insensitive thing. Actually, I don't know why I didn't do it here. I just could have done that. That would actually make the regex sort shorter. So it would be either I could even do AZ. I just the quantifier I could do like because I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to say. It could be AZ. It could be colon. It could be. Do I allow dashes as values? Maybe I should. I'm not sure if I do. And colon. And then I can just do something like another range 0 or more of what? No, this is not working. It will be or here on that level. It will be AZ colon underscore dots, right? Zero 9. I think the dot there is unescaped. Then the dash. Then this. Anything on that range, right? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. And then the value would be the path what 1 in this case. It would be do. Honestly, these ones with the knots. I think it's better to do it with an else. This one. 6. If conv else. But I like this style for regexes, although it's super long-winded, but it's sure more readable. It is an else stop. In this case, I'm not validating something properly. It's not equal to 2. Although in this case, now I need to the case for 2. we'll do it like this. Do stop text attribute. It's gonna be a lot of lines actually. Has no key. Has no value. Okay, so we check that one now. Here I'm stopping. Attributes should begin with, you read it somewhere, yeah. Yeah. Okay, nice error there. And the values can be anything. Yeah, this is gonna be simpler here because there's only 4 types, and at this stage it's only 2 because I already checked the length. So there's nothing to check, it will all work. Nice. Good. Most of it is regex. Make it regex. So yeah, that's it. I validated the, no, I need to validate the underscore. I can do it very quickly like this. Look at this. I can just be smart about it. If condition equals the path 1, if this is the case, do I'm going to do another return here, and do a recursive call, right? Yeah, would be HTML validate, and then what do I pass? I just had an idea. What if I, instead of relying on this faint rules, I just add like, because it's not a parenthesis, like a separator, like a colon as a separator. HTML validate, and then I will do input 1, no, the whole input really. No, sorry, not the input, the path. But wait, this path is not the whole thing, it's just one thing. So how would it work, this validation? It's like an unary separator saying, hey, this is a difference. Also, like you could use it to split things, like here. if this is equal to this, it would be 2 colon, like, oh, I'm separating these. It would be almost like a comma, honestly. A comma would make more sense than a colon. But no, not for now. But it's an interesting idea. Immediately discarding an unary separator like colon or better comma to distinguish what's the path to the sequence and what is the message, or to split ambiguous elements in single line path calls. Okay, I think we're making progress here. Filtering insufficient, but still progress. Let me wrap this one up, and the other comma now I remove it in the end. So I just do this. I'm validating recursive. Yeah, I was wondering what happens if I'm splitting this, because I'm not getting the whole thing. This underscore is going to have different values in it, and some of them, if it's a list, you get each of them, and if it's a hash, you would see them separately. No, it wouldn't work. This wouldn't work. Problem for tomorrow. We need to pass the whole thing that belongs to add, not just a path. I just thought of something here. Instead of passing the path. This is inefficient, but at least it will get the job done. Look, you can do validate, input, and then you at least reference the whole thing. And this is the validation function. It's a good 43 lines. If you condense the regexes into a single line, you'll be at 33, 32, 33. Interesting. It's more or less the same length. But no, I have more validations here. But the lithograph elements, yeah, actually we don't need this one. We've already covered this, I think. Did we? There's something I need to figure out here with things that are just bunches of text that are not representing a... Do I? Actually, no, it's fine. Because the data representation is simpler and nicer. I wonder if I would have done it like this in JavaScript, if I would do it all over again. Let me just do that quickly, because otherwise I won't be able to relax until I think of it. I would have done like this. Div id z class or cl abc underscore it's a better notation. I was doing this for, this is an old library, like what, 13, 14 years old? Yeah, maybe I should have reconsidered this. And here I would just have another one. I don't need to do that at all. not sure if this is better to what I have. Compared to this, have the attributes. What am I doing? It's content. If I put it all in one line, just to understand it, my typical line saving mode. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what's better. In any case, we go with this here. With this notation, it makes more sense to do it like this. And not go positionally. I don't need the underscore to be at the bottom. Okay, let's stop here. Thank you for watching.